Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we have chosen the example of Entra ID, but if you use any other source of information, the video will be out soon. As an administrator, once you have defined Entra ID as your source of information, you will have an authorization to set in place, and then you can work on the synchronization and edit it before the synchronization is active. So we will do that today. We will edit the synchronization together so that we can cover the specifics and see all the tools that you have at hand. Here I can realign everything. And once it's done, today we will take the example of first name and last name to see the different options that we have. So here I have my source. I drag and drop it. And then in the options, I select the source that I want. First name. Then I have my destination. I select in the options the value I want to display in my email signature, and I could link directly and the synchronization is active. Now, if we take the example of first name, in your source of information, maybe everything is not consistent when it comes to the upcases and the way the words are capitalized. So what we can do to fix it is transform the value in between, and here we can have capitalized to have only the first letter in upcase before we link everything together. If we take the example of last name, I could link directly if I consider my source to be consistent, but if I need to transform again, we can see a different case where we want to have everything in uppercase for the last name. Now we need to see together the difference between the first sync and each sync. So the difference in frequency will affect the ability for your users to change the informations in their form. So here I have the example of Marina. Marina is a final user, and when she tries to edit her informations, she can access certain fields and not access others. Now, the difference is because of the frequency. Here we have first sync only for first name and last name, which she can access and change. But here for the job title, she has each sync. So the frequency does not allow her to change the information on her email signature. So that can be a way for you to secure the information displayed on your email signatures. We saw together a very simple example of transformation, but if you take a moment to zoom in, here you can see many different options to transform your value before you display it in your email signatures. That way, you can save a lot of time by not waiting for your source of information to be consistent all the way. Even if it's not consistent in all places, you can rely on that tool of transformation to even up the caps and have everything consistent in your email signatures. The last tool we have to cover together is the ability to sync groups and the auto deletion. This tool will allow you to sync not all the company and all the users present in your Active Directory, but to select a precise scope to run your tests on a special organization unit before you go global on the entire company. To remove the users who have not been seen in 7 days is a great way to secure the fact that you only pay for active licenses rather than having users that are not using the solution anymore and still paying for them. So now that we have covered all the tools that you have to prepare your synchronization, the idea is to have in one place a panel that is very clear, very easy to handle with a drag and drop system, so that you can prepare very precisely your synchronization before it is even active. Once you have covered everything and made sure it is the way you want to display informations in your email signatures, you can deploy the changes on the next synchronization. Now that you have deployed the changes, all that is left to do after the authorization is to tick the synchronization so that it can happen every day at 3 a.m., 10 a.m., and 5 p.m. You also get to download the data to control and check the information that you have here to make sure everything is okay and follow how the synchronization works and if any problems are encountered. Now you know all the specifics around the synchronization with your Active Directory using Entra ID. As usual, if you have any questions or if you encounter any problems, the email address is on the description down below, and I will see you on the next one.